Hi everyone, and welcome to this session focusing on getting to know the new features unlocked by our apps built via Monday Apps. Today we're going to talk about the what and the why of Monday Apps and the framework in general. We'll also focus in on a few apps specifically and demonstrate them to you in our platform. This includes the pivot table, online docs, the whiteboard, and lastly, performance insights. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Lucy, and I joined monday.com in 2018 in the customer success department. I'm focused on supporting users as they maximize their workflow on our platform. Nice to meet you. Let's dive right in. Why did we create the Monday Apps Marketplace and specifically the Monday Apps Framework? As you know, monday.com is a work OS that contains several building blocks. No matter the industry, no matter the workflow, no matter the function or the team size, monday.com connects teams and removes work silos. We do that through providing our users with building blocks that allow you to shape any workflow truly in minutes. Some of these building blocks are featured here, including our unlimited number of boards, our customization details through our 32 columns, our 17 different board views, automations, integrations, all of what you know when you're building on monday.com. And through these building blocks, the possibility for customization and building a bespoke workflow is pretty extensive. Monday.com can fit any team based on the construction of customized workflows through these building blocks. However, we had an idea, and that gave way to the Monday Apps Framework. What if a user could build their own building blocks? This is where Monday Apps comes in. Via the apps frameworks, the building blocks are configured by you. They're imagined, they're engineered, they're invented upon, all by our users. It's in your hands to construct widgets, to construct views, to construct units that are specific to you and will really help to take your workflow to the next level. Not limited by our blocks, but by the blocks that you're able to create yourself. Users can also explore other users' building blocks via the marketplace. So the ability to customize and create a bespoke workflow is really endless or limitless when it comes to the Monday Apps Framework. You can seamlessly make these blocks available to other business users and drive daily work to the next level. Here's some examples of the building blocks that we created. We asked our developers to try this out ourselves. Take the Monday Apps Framework and build their own building blocks. What did they want to see on the platform that we had never had before? And that gave way to several powerful apps showcasing the possibility of what is possible with the Monday Apps Framework. These include, and some of which we're going to be reviewing today, but all of what you see here. So anything from the org chart, a collaborative whiteboard, image annotations, board to globe, performance insights, a pivot table, embedding Zoom calls, so on and so forth. And this is just scratching the surface of what is possible. These blocks are now available to you via the Monday Apps. However, as more and more people utilize this framework, we're able to expand this offering and really offer limitless possibility. Let's go ahead and jump into the platform and explore the new apps that we've created. I'm going to start with the board pivot table. So first, I'm going to toggle over to the platform and let's get set on the use case that we'll be using to drive our exploration of the Monday Apps. Consider me a marketing team that is going through a very high-level rebranding project that is extensive across my entire organization. I'm using monday.com to manage it. And as you can see on this board right here, I have several different phases that are separated into groups. And I'm really using a lot of our key columns to track those details. This is using the Work OS building blocks here. Everything from the people column, the status column, timelines to show duration, and even some more advanced features like our dependencies. Let's explore how the pivot table can take our reporting and usage of this data to the next level. Ultimately, the board pivot allows you to slice and dice data at a glance. You can create your pivot table using the data within your board, and that will empower teams to make data-driven decisions by getting meaningful insights from any group of data and shaping it in the way that is best for them. This gives you flexibility to customize and analyze your data, as well as gain clearer insights from your metrics. You can deep dive into reporting from a multitude of perspectives. Let's take a look at what that looks like in our use case here. To add the app, I go from my main table view over to our Monday app selection. And here is where the apps that have been constructed by our developers lay. However, soon there will be many more apps available here via the marketplace. I select the board pivot and it becomes a view on my board directly. Here it is, the board pivot. You can see that I was able to slice and dice this data in an entirely new way and an entirely new perspective to really drive insights. So right here, I decided to group my rows not only by the department that will be helping with this rebrand project, but also by the phase that they will be supporting. So I know that the design department is particularly integral in phases 1 and 2, whereas the finance department is consistently integral throughout the entire process. I then grouped columns all by my selection of dragging and dropping these tiles here by the status. So I can see the department, which phase they're in, and where those statuses are simply at a glance. If I wanted to further customize this or change the pivot, all I need to do is drag the tile back up and select a different tile to showcase that data. Additionally, I can change the view of the pivot by selecting different views, essentially, from this main table dropdown right here. So I have it in a table, but I can also add in a heat map element that will show me when things are really red and urgent compared to when I have some slower times. The pivot also extends itself to reporting by adding in charts that are all available here to be customized and utilized in the way that's best for you and for your team. The pivot takes data-driven insights and reporting just to the next level. Next, let's explore online docs. I'm sure many of us have had the pain point of having lots of different data in lots of different places and having to jump from system to system. While we'd like everything to be in one place, it's hard because some teams are working best in Google and Google Drive, other teams are working best in monday.com, and other teams are working best in many other systems that it's hard to connect them all into one place. What the online docs app does is it allows you to view, edit, and collaborate any shared doc directly from within monday.com. This is integrating all of your tools into a central place to allow for a streamlined workflow. Here you can keep your work consistent and avoid the time of jumping from system to system, but rather easily collaborate in a central place. So let me show you what this looks like. Back here on our board, and I went and I added in the online docs app from our app view. By clicking here on online docs, you can see that I have 2 docs that are actively living in Google Drive. However, I see them right here within monday.com. So here is a Google Excel sheet where I am collaborating and able to quickly reference some key stakeholder data and information, one of my databases that I utilize with my team. And here is a Google Doc that supports our onboarding to our customer experience team. It's something we give to our new hires. While these documents are living within the Google Drive, I'm able to access them and collaborate directly from within monday.com. If I expand this here, for example, you can see that I have full functionality of Google Drive right here within one place. I can edit the content, maybe add another item to be reviewed, and this will show up in both places, simultaneously in Monday as well as in the Google Suite. I can add comments to the data, and these will show up again, in both places. So the online docs allows us to connect and collaborate everything into one centralized place. Adding a doc is very easy. You just go to the plus sign here, input the URL of the shared document, name it, and you can see here, I've been able to kind of create a list of all the online docs that I'm managing directly from within monday.com. Next, let's drive creative insights with the collaborative whiteboard. The collaborative whiteboard is a shared space where you can brainstorm and create together. The collaborative whiteboard was built off of the idea of those amazing conference rooms that have whiteboards all around them, where you can walk in and draw and scribble and map and organize all of your team's creative and collaborative energy into one place. We brought this virtual with this Monday app. Here, teams are able to get a free form space where they can sketch, brainstorm, interact, and collaborate with others in real time, all within the monday.com space. The benefits here are really extensive, but essentially we're able to streamline processes and planning and work across teams seamlessly. Let me show you what this looks like. By going back to my main table view, I added this directly from our app selection, and you can see here is my collaborative whiteboard as a new view. Ultimately, it starts as a blank space, and it's a space for if I'm sitting at home working on my monday.com instance and I have a colleague at home on their monday.com instance, we are able to collaborate on this together. I can add text. As I'm doing here, I can change the color. We can draw, you can add images, so on and so forth. So if I want to say, okay, we need to fill these 2 buckets. Somebody who wants to upload an image to maybe kind of use that as a base centralized place to draw insight and inspiration from, it's able to be done all right here, all together. You can also save or export this whiteboard. So if you are like, this is our final idea and I want to save this for future use, you can definitely do so by exporting this right here and ultimately saving the whiteboard to your computer. And lastly, let's review Performance Insights. Performance Insights is a really powerful app that allows your team to gain valuable insights regarding performance. You're able to understand where you are exceeding or where you are working at a net negative month on month, day on day. Here, you're able to understand and analyze the efficiency of your workflow. It allows your team to identify its own bottleneck without having to go through extensive reports or exporting all of your data to an analyst or someone external to your team to provide those reports for you. And ultimately, it allows you to change and make decisions in real time that will help to improve this in the future. All of your team's decisions can be based on clear and actionable data. So by going over here, back to our use case, I can show you what the Performance Insights looks like. The Performance Insights pulls in the status changes from the activity log on your board. So here you can see, if I wanted to understand how things were progressing from a status standpoint, how much did I complete last quarter compared to the current quarter, and overall, what is that delta? Similarly, what did I not start in the current quarter that I didn't additionally start in this quarter, and what is that delta looking like? And where is my bottleneck where things are just sit and stuck and pending? How am I improving quarter on quarter to increase efficiency? I'm able to see it all right here in a very visual manner. I have a lot of ways to customize this view via the settings, so I can understand which status is pulling in to this view and change that accordingly if I have multiple statuses on my board. Additionally, I can change my comparative time unit if I want to see in days, weeks, months, or quarters. I'm able to change the perspective simply by selecting the drop-down and making adjustments right here. I can adjust my calculation unit as well as adjust adjust the unit of the y-axis. This gives me a lot of powerful ways to customize this report to really help to drive those insights directly from the data on my board, but altering the view to help report and increase efficiency and ultimately make data-driven decisions. The Performance Insights is a valuable tool that ultimately helps make teams more efficient. These are the 4 apps that we've gone ahead and reviewed today, but it definitely doesn't stop here. Check out our additional apps that have been developed by us and explore their functionalities. Everything from the whimsical word cloud that allows you to see the ultimate, content in your board, a board to globe perspective, taking all of your locations and mapping them onto a real-time globe, as well as some embedded features, whether that's Airtable or our Zoom application that we have here. You're able to really explore and take your data to the next level, building your own building blocks through the Monday apps. What we have created is just the beginning. It's just scratching the surface, and we're excited to see the additional apps that will be accessible as new building blocks in our apps marketplace. Thank you.